All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Whistler, BC. We are back here. Getting started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Whistler, BC, for day number 6 of the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. The grind starting right now here for the base of Whistler. And what an absolute beautiful afternoon we have in front of us. We got the top 15 skiers in the world fighting out for $25,000 tonight on some of the largest features we've built out here for the Arena Snow Parks folks who have been putting in the work the last week here to make this course perfect for them. And we are just about to get kicked off and get the show on the way. But before we do, we got some very special guests here for the Squamish-Lillooet Cultural Center to open the show.
Hello everyone, it is very nice to see you. My given names are Papanchik Kuish Muta Se'eh, and my English name is Hannah. I come from the Lillooet Nation.
Kawala Pinchinikwat, in charge Pakamul, Liwa Uth Khan, Statlium Khan, Ochamuth Khan, Shaman Squatchit Shelby, Wafka East, Gahopmish Liwa Ul Cultural Center, Equazushima. Muta ama askin chumuthana. Which in translation I said, hello my friends, my name is Pakamul, which translates to blooming wildflower. I come from the Lillooet Nation, which is a part of the Statlium Nation. My given name is Shelby. I work at the Squamish-Lillooet Cultural Center, and it's very nice to see you all here today. Myself and Se'eh are here today to welcome you to the shared and unceded territories of the Squamish, Ochamuth, and the Lillooet Ul. To really properly welcome you all here today, we're going to be sharing a welcome song with you. This song comes from the Lillooet Nation, and it is known as the Friendship Song. We would sing this song as we welcomed our guests who are either stopping by to visit or passing through our territories. So I hope you enjoyed the Friendship Song from the Lillooet Nation.
Oh
Heichka Kuch Demuth Kalap. Thank you for allowing us to come here and practice our protocol. And do be sure to come visit us at the Squamish Leewalk Cultural Center, which is located at the corner of Blackcomb and Lorimer Way. Again, Kuch Demuth Kalap. Thank you, everyone.
Let's hear it for them for the SPOAS performance team, the members of the Squamish Lillooet Cultural Center. Whistler, it is time to get the grind underway. You guys ready to make some noise? We have the top riders in the world up top. They're ready to drop right now. The first hour is a jam format. Only 4 men, 4 women are moving into the finals starting at 6 o'clock. Like I said earlier, $25,000 is on the line. These skiers are up top ready to go. The skis tonight, snowboard tomorrow. It is time to get the show on the way. Let's see who our first rider is up top. Athletes, you are the first riders. Make some noise as they're dropping in. So again, a lot of these athletes were either invited to compete today or pre-qualified, and yes, there's qualifiers. Here's Evan McEachran from Team Canada, 2-time Olympian, 450 disaster on the down flat down. Rory Hackett is standing alongside with me. Rory, what is going on?
Oh man, we are starting things off with a bang. The boys and girls throwing down from the get-go. So we have a jam format for the next 60 minutes out here today. That means these riders are out here throwing down the best lines that they can, trying to impress the judges, vying for their spot in the semi-finals. Then we're going to go to a knockout. Mano y mano, 1v1, until we finally have our finals. Head-to-head action out here today, Josh.
We got some riders from all over the world. A lot of Canadian teams out here. A lot of folks from Quebec have joined us up top. Folks from Team Great Britain, some Americans out here. So we've got 3 judges. The riders are judged on overall impression, overall execution. They're going to want to see these riders hit all the 3 different features. On the top section, of course, the Holy Grail down here, put on down by the Arena Snow Parks with the big closeout rails. There's a 450 disaster! Getting things warmed up. This is ABM, former Team Canada slopestyle rider. Also 2-time Olympian.
ABM spending a lot more time in the backcountry recently, but still pretty handy. Sliding the rails. A veteran grabbing tail.
These kids are getting hungry out here. Look. Oh, backside 4 off the closeout. That's the first transfer we've seen from the flat bar closeout down to the down flat down, disastering on. Roy, let's talk strategy here. I mean, we've got a long jam ahead of us. We've got a final as well, so 2 hours of riding for the top riders. If you're in this contest, do you blow your bucket right at the top, or are you gonna maybe ease into this a little bit?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it might be nice to get your feet underneath you, but these riders are already throwing down some heavy moves, so looks like we're gonna be seeing some special things if this opening salvo is anything to go by.
Had an opportunity to catch up with Mark Hendrickson a little earlier in the afternoon, and he was stoked to be back out here. He's also one of the other members of Team Canada slopestyle team. Oh, there's Evan McEachran opening it up. luckily saving the next generation McEachran's there on that down C rail.
Sometimes it's good to be tall. So Josh, let's talk about this amazing setup that Arena Snowparks have built for us here today. We have a street-style obstacle. It's hard to miss it at the bottom here. We've got stairs, we've got a down flat down rail, we have closeouts, we've even got a kind of kicker over the top of it. What do you think is the most intimidating part of this setup?
At the end of the day, you know, we're going to see a lot of creativity come in this setup. I had a good chance to talk to some of the riders a little bit earlier. They are fired up of what Arena Snowparks has built out here to play on this playground. I think we're going to see a lot of big features. As far as intimidation, we got the easy job out here on the commentating seats, but we're going to see a lot of transfers. We're going to see a lot of the bigger tricks, I think, off the closeouts. We also got a little bit of a booter on that top section, too. We might see some flips, some tricks off that piece. There we go, nice swap to switch the down flat down on the other side.
Landon Owen Mold. Switch, zero spin, shifty over the whole thing. Treating it like a step down. Local shredder. We'll see him lapping Black Park any given day. And I think we should talk about, we've got local shredders, we've got young up-and-comers going against some of the most established heavy hitters in the world. So we had a qualifying event yesterday on the upper feature here. Strongest riders impressing the judges and making it through today to go toe-to-toe with some of their heroes.
We just said it best. We've got riders that are 15 years of age all the way up to multiple Olympians, X Games medalists. They're all here. I mean, when the cash prize reaches $25,000, the birds flock to Whistler. Switch two, continuing to off the down bar.
Jake Sandstrom with a huge send off the closeout.
Here comes the ABM, two-time Olympian. Just getting warmed up on the closeout on skier's right. So again, this is a long jam format. The top four women, top four men moving into the bracketed finals. A head-to-head contest that starts right at 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining us down here. If you guys are joining us, welcome to the World Ski and Snowboard Festival, day number 2 of the grind. We had the qualifiers yesterday afternoon. We're excited to be back here with the finals. We're live to CBC Sports, live online. You got your friends and family at home not able to make us with us. Tell them to tune into cbcsports.com. Here comes Evan McEachran, clean 2 off the down C-bar. Switch on 4 off the flat closeout rail. Evan getting things warmed up out here. He is probably one of the top rail riders in Canada.
Marigold there, our youngest rider in the contest today, just 15 years of age. Came out here from Sun Peaks with her dad, Mark. And shout out to Mama Ho, tuning in.
Jake Garrett putting down something big. Another member of the freestyle ski community. His father, Wade, has been a prominent feature out there in the Okanagan during the Silverstar Freestyle Ski Club. It's good to see Tate grow, climb up the ranks of the Canadian National Slopestyle team.
We got Mark Hendrickson dropping in. The front 6 out of the closeout rail. Heavy moves already.
Another young buck for the Canadian Slopestyle team. He just moved his way up from Calgary to Vancouver to be closer to the West Coast Mountains and ride the Black Park. Oh, losing a shoe. She looks like she's up and moving. She's good to go.
Yeah, Avery.
That is a young shredder, Avery Kroom. throwing down heavy moves on that intimidating closeout.
Also important to note, in yesterday's qualifiers, this bottom crown jewel of the Arena Snowparks feature was not open. And so these riders got to ride the very first time in this bottom feature this afternoon during training. So this is their first kick at the can on this bottom section.
B. Frank throwing it down. Misty 450 from Boaz.
Make some noise for Boaz. That was a heavy hip. He's up and moving.
And we got a pretty big crowd filling in here. This is a jam format. These riders will go way bigger if you make more noise. So it's up to you, Whistler.
Another little shout out to Luke Smart just there. Oh! Okay.
That front cork 450 hand drag over the closeout rail style.
We got a big esteemed list of judges out there watching and making the calls out here. Kelly Donaldson, we got Nikki Blackwell, former Canadian slopestyle ski rider, as well as local legend Connor Broderick, taking turns on the judging, calling the difficult decisions out here, giving out the cash.
Switch lip backslide into that huge zero spin shifty.
So Rory, little knowledge from Connor Broderick, chatting with him yesterday, what he's looking for the judges. He wants to see every trick touch a rail. He doesn't want to see flips. He doesn't want to see anything. If you don't touch the rail, he said, you're not getting a score for these things. So you got to incorporate the feature, some of this Canadian-made steel. Switch for ABM from Quebec City on course.
Well, they don't call it a rail jam for nothing. You got to hit those rails. You got to tap things. But sometimes it's all about throwing it down for the crowd. So some of these riders are just going to be doing what they find fun, helping build that confidence.
So we got 40 minutes left of the jam format. Only top 4 skiers are moving into the finals, into a bracketed head-to-head.
Etienne Joffrey dropping in.
Etienne by way of Whitehorse, Yukon. His mom and brother got him into skiing years ago. Here's Evan McEachran coming in again.
Transferring from the closeout rail to the down rail. Incredibly technical stuff from Evan McEachran, one of the world's best rails riders, throwing down for you guys out here today.
I love it. Etienne taking the free lane up here, opting for the stairs. Getting his cardio in.
I believe we just saw Joe Pete throwing down. And in fact, unless I'm not mistaken, she's competing out here with a broken hand. Saw her with the cast on, so she is throwing it down regardless. Warrior spirit out here today.
Yesterday's women qualifier on course, switch lip. We got Marigold dropping in just now. She qualified in yesterday's heats.
That was Shawnee Charbon. Throwing that Japan air over the step down. Spinning onto a closeout rail. I can't imagine anything more terrifying.
Talk about some of the features out here, Rory. Let's look at the top. This is Mark Henderson coming down here. Mark also 4 on to switch the down flat down, disastering the down flat down. I did have a word with a few of these riders that's saying the disaster is kind of the only way to hit the skiers left down, flat down, just given how short the transition is up here.
Well, maybe more technical to go slow and try and slide the whole of the rail, as we see Landon Owen mold 450 disaster. When we say disaster, we mean they are gapping the down, they're gapping the flat, landing on that final bit of rail. But we want to see, the judges want to see them locking onto that rail, not just tapping it at the end.
So you got the judging switch 2. Coming off a little bit early, she'll be looking to get that one locked for run number 2. That's nice front side, 2.7. Fortunately, losing the ski there. So again, to go back to the top, talk about the features out here. We've got nice down bar with a little donkey dick at the end. We've got a banked down C rail. And then I think my favorite, it's hard to tell from the bottom, or maybe hard to tell the broadcast, but that down flat down, the Volvo down flat down the top, is actually crooked in the middle. And so adding just a little bit of juice to try and stay on top of that rail, but that is a crooked down flat down. And then of course, into this bottom beautiful section, the crown jewel of the grind. We've got 2 closeout rails on either side. Down bar on the right, down flat down on skiers left.
And we saw Boaz in the qualifier yesterday throwing down.
Oh! Whistler makes a noise for Boaz. Going for the Misty 450 off the closeout rail. Boaz, I think what you were saying yesterday was working on the nose butter 450 on pretzel 270. There's a 3 swap of the downs flat down.
Front swap, blind 4. Big tricks for closeout rails, urban style. Hammers going down. Looking for that nose butter disaster. So technical. Didn't quite make contact with the rail, but he'll be going back up there, tweaking some things, crossing some T's, dotting some I's, and I'm sure we'll see that hammer landed.
Again, so overall impression is what the judges are looking for. Only 4 riders are moving into the finals. They want to see these skiers hit all 6 features down here. Almost approach this like a meal, a 3-course meal. If you imagine the top here, Rory, we got 3 different features and then 3 different combinations. I don't have a math degree, but somebody could probably run how many unique combinations on these rail features. The judges are looking for as many as possible. They get bored if they just watch you hit the C rail the whole time. They'll get bored if you see it on the down rail, but they want to see 3 unique meals, 3 unique menus.
Adding a little personal flavor, it might be said. And here we have that main course. ABM just tapping the closeout.
And ABM, one of the riders really subscribing to the 3, 4, 5-course meal strategy out here. We've seen him play all over this playground today. A nice switch disaster on. Switch on, switch off to the down bar here.
Gotta love that whole 0 spin run there. Switch to switch, just showing ultimate control as Evan McEachran is throwing down hammers already. Switch to pretzel out, swapping that direction, gripping onto the rail on the disaster.
There's his teammate Etienne Joffrey, just saw what McEachran put it down. Look and see it! Yeah! Whistler, are you kidding me?
Just taking that Misty 450 out to the flats, putting it down.
Hammers are being thrown out here. Cash is on the line. There's a Pretzel 270 out. We say Pretzel, this is Mark Hendrickson, a 450 on tap and disaster on the down flat down there.
We got local young shredder Landon Owenmull dropping in. Switch 2 on, locking onto that down rail. And the 450 disaster to switch. Make some noise for Landon.
Zoe unfortunately going down there, but she's up and moving.
Marigold stepping up for that big closeout rail. 15 years old, not intimidated by features that you are not likely to see in your average terrain park, Josh.
Hey man, especially built by our friends over here at Arena Snow Parks. They've been working on these features, customizing and brainstorming them over the last few months. Here comes the AVM dropping in for Quebec City, 450 on to switch. Disaster in the down flat down. 5 times X Games medalist, 2-time Olympian. Included a bronze in men's slopestyle from Pyeongchang.
We got Jake Sandstrom dropping in.
Jake is up. Make some noise for Jake. He's up and moving.
The one ski ride down the stairs. Extra points for creativity for Jake. Avery throwing down. We got B. Frank dropping in, nose, but to backslide. We got another butter from Boaz. Big Misty off, and this time putting it down, stomping it.
Yep. Looking so good. We're also see Etienne Joffrey putting down the same trick out there. It's been fun to watch these riders see what each other throw down. That's part of the fun out here is there's such close proximity. They've got so much time to ride together to feed off the energy. You're also going to start seeing a little bit of a run for him here on the landing of this bottom crown jewel, which adds a little bit of challenge, adds a little bit of juice. Some snow snakes out here, possibly grabbing some skis, but these men and women are putting good work down.
These riders looking for as much air as they can get off that closeout, but that puts them out into the flats.
We got local boy Luke Smart.
Well balanced to put it down.
Loving these follow cam shots. Here we got another rider up top.
Rudy with a lip 2 on. 270 disaster, back to switch. Billy Hoffman throwing down. Mark Hendrickson dropping in, switch slip. Super technical on the down rail. Etienne Joffrey with a transfer of his own. First rider we've seen transfer from that skier's left-hand side, closeout rail to the down rail. And a 450 disaster to switch from Evan McEachran.
All right, I got a special guest down here. I'm standing next to Etienne Joffrey, all the way from the Yukon, member of Team Canada Slopestyle Scene. Etienne, you're absolutely crushing it out here. We just saw the Misty 4 off that close. I think you're the first one to put it down. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's nice to just put some tricks down and then try and have a bit more fun on the course. Kind of the jam format's pretty fun for everyone, no stress, and just kind of high vibes out here and having a good time.
Okay, we all want to know, you're the one walking up there. What are you working off?
Well, the last two, I just wanted to get it out of the way so I could get a couple quick ones and not have to think about it too much. And now that I kind of scared myself a bit, I can go back on the sled laps.
Eddie, what else is in the pocket tonight? Anything else you want to dribble for us?
I think I'll mess around with the transfer a little bit onto the DFT there and see if I can make anything more happen. But it's a big transfer and it's definitely a little spooky, so we'll see.
My guy, Etienne Joffrey, fighting for $10,000 tonight for first place. Make some noise for our boy.
We want to give a big shout out to our many wonderful sponsors out here today, making it possible to give away a bunch of cash to these riders and put on this amazing event. Shout out to Gibbons. Throwing it down. We got Gibbons, our local legends, making these events happen, bringing back World Ski and Snowboard Festival, restoring it to its former glory, I might add. Shout out to the Resort Municipality of Whistler for making events like this a possibility. Presenting this event out here today, made possible through the funding from the province of BC's municipal and regional district tax. Thanks to this support, we are able to bring world-class events to our community, creating unforgettable experiences for residents and visitors alike. As Landon Owen Mold taps the rail and drops out of the sky.
Bit of a full stop up there. Let's make some noise. Looks like they're up and moving.
Yeah, from the UK. Are you on Team UK? I ski for GB, yeah. My fifth license is British. Yeah.
All right, we're down here with a special guest, Quiva, doing it for Team UK out here. Quiva, it's been amazing to watch you throw down out here. How's the course feeling?
It's pretty nice, yeah. The takeoffs are all super good, landings are pretty decent, and we're having a lot of fun.
Okay, the kids at home want to know what you got in your bag of tricks out there. What are we looking for?
That's an excellent question. I'm thinking about maybe some front swaps, maybe some front twos, maybe some front fours. We'll see how she goes. Couple twos on, couple twos off.
That's a lot of math.
I'm good at math, so it's all good. Goes straight over my head.
It seems like you got it down. We're excited to see you throw it down. Let's make some noise with Quiva from Team UK. Thanks for having fun out here.
Cheers.
Huge switch for disaster. Onto the down flat down. Right two to switch. Super technical run there. Rudy Lepine with a Nollie 540, just kind of tapping the rail over there, making that contact all important.
All right, I got another guest down here. Matt Dufresne, all the way from Quebec, is joining us here. I don't know if any of you guys just saw him switch disaster for the crooked down flat down up here, but he is dropping in from above the start line. Matt, you're coming with so much speed. What's the secret there?
You need to start a bit upward in the tent up there, but once you go for it, you just have to come in. And thank you, Whistler, for having us. It's so nice to be here.
Matt Dufresne's flying Frenchman, this crazy guy coming in quick here. Roy, keep an eye out for this young gentleman.
Mark Hendrickson dropping out of the sky and holding it together.
Local boy Luke Smart, hello, welcome down to Whistler.
We got Josh down there in the finish corral with all those riders. What's the vibe like down there, Josh? These riders look like they're having a good time.
We're having a great time down here. Energy is good. These kids are pumping each other up, cheering each other on. We just got Etienne put down another banger out here. I just love generally the camaraderie. You know, freestyle skiing has always been like this, but to see these boys and gals put it down, I mean, there's a lot of money on the line, but the best thing, the biggest equalizer out here is just the vibe. Plus the 10% rule really helps equalize any pressure out here because mandatory splits of that $25,000 prize purse. We got ABM dropping here, looking for a lot of speed coming into the down flat, down disaster, and they're coming in quick down here. He is on the closeout, 2 off the closeout.
Marion Balsamo's just been on a project on that down rail over there on the other side. She's been throwing down some super technical combinations. She's a real street style expert, a specialist at these kind of contests. She'll be looking to impress the judges, try and punch her ticket into the semifinals. So we have that jam format going down now. You can take as many runs as you can get in your bid to impress the judges, but we will only be taking top 4 guys, top 4 girls into a head-to-head contest in their bid to take home some prize money and some serious bragging rights here at the Grind World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Whistler, BC, make some noise for these riders out here.
All right, now they're a local legend down here. Got Shani Sharp now coming in here. She just threw down on the jump feature on that closeout section to much fanfare down. You got all kinds of folks cheering your name. How's it feel to be out here in Whistler?
Really, really awesome.
I love it. There's a lot of amenities out here, World Ski and Snowboard Festival. We were out there, Intersection, 72 Hours Film Festival. What else have you enjoyed since you've been out here?
Intersection.
What about it?
Going to Bills.
So more of an après scene.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love it. A little bit of a bar star out here. Well, welcome to Whistler. What can we see from you today?
Japan over the middle thing.
I love it. We're officially called the middle thing. We're looking forward to it. Again, just about 25 minutes left of the jam format. Top 4 skiers in the men's and women's field moving on to the finals. Yeah! Let's hear it for Whistler. Misty 5.
Tossing the Misty up and over that closeout rail feature. Absolutely terrifying.
The question of the day, though, back to what the judges have to say, is they want to see athletes touch the rail. My question, did you touch the rail?
I'll touch it next time, that's for sure.
Connor Broderick is up there on the balcony looking for you to touch those things. If he just does a little light tap, and he might boost you up.
I'll get that hand touch for Connor there.
Oh! Otherwise, how you feeling out there? You having fun?
This is great. This is amazing. Everyone pulled up to show out, and thanks for all the support out here.
Yeah, let's make some noise for all the athletes out here tonight.
Jake Sandstrom dropping in, looking for that spin onto the C rail. And a front 6 out of the closeout.
Quick little public service announcement. If you have a drone in the air, we're going to ask you to bring that down again. If you have a drone flying in the air, it is about to get shot down. Nice front side 2-7 on the closeout there at the bottom feature.
Avery Krum really
2 on, 4 off. Luke Smart, one of the few folks you can meet that actually grew up in Whistler, grew up riding the Whistler Glacier up at Momentum Ski Parks year-round. Here he's throwing down, front member of the Fire and Ice Show team as well.
right to Pretzel, 270 out from Etienne Joffrey. As he transfers rail to rail with the front 2 out for good measure. Super technical. Has to go so slow onto that closeout rail, which is even more terrifying.
You got McKecker at 270 on. Pretzel 6! McKecker, are you kidding me? He came into this game a fan favorite, but he's showing him why.
Once again, if you have your own drone flying around in the air, you better get that thing landed as soon as possible. Leave it to the professionals. We want to get their equipment up in the air. We cannot get it up there if you are flying yours around. So please park your drone and hide it. We got ABN dropping in again on that MNP C rail. Coming in switch with some speed. Switch 2 onto the closeout rail.
So officially 15 minutes left of the jam format into the World Ski Sword Festival grind. $25,000 on the line, only taking the top 4 skiers, top 4 boarders, men and women, to today's finals and tomorrow night's snowboard finals. Rory, quick temperature check. Who are your top favorites so far if you were in the judges' hot seat?
Well, a few of our established big dogs have really thrown some heavy moves down. Evan McEachran with super technical top to bottom run. No surprise from X Games veteran slush cup warrior that he is. Etienne Joffrey's been throwing down some big moves too, but we've had a few of the kind of local legends throwing down some heavy moves too, as well as some of the young guns. Over on the ladies' side, Marion Balsamo has really been impressing, as has Avery Krum. She's been throwing down.
Yeah, beautiful frontside 450 off that closeout rail. 15 minutes left. There's a 3 swap. Boaz looking clean out here. We saw him workshopping that pretzel 4, sorry, nose butter 4, pretzel 2 off that down bar up top. We'll see if he's able to put it down in the finals.
Marigold just going down there, but she's got a smile on her face. She qualified yesterday from the amateur comp. Now going head to head with some of her idols, some X Games veterans, legends, professional skiers out here. Imagine being 15, Josh, and just stepping it up, coming out, having some fun, qualifying in, and now in the big show.
The big show is right. That's while we're all out here. or you've been to a few World Ski and Sword Festivals. Any highlights of your week so far? I know you've, I'm trying to think back to how many I've been here. I'm dating myself back to the days that Black Eyed Peas played on the stage here. Switch 2-7, 2's off. But there's just so many fun things going on. Oh! And he's done it. He sent Connor Broderick. He said, I'd touch that rail, and he's done it for Connor.
Doesn't matter what you touch it with, unless it's your face. Try to avoid that. Jake Sandstrom just trying to hold onto that rail. 270 onto the down rail. Skiing with power, aggression.
Jake Sandstrom, local freestyle ski coach out here, grew up in the Kootenays, moved to Calgary, cut his teeth over at Winsport Olympic Park.
Rudy Lapine dropping in. Beautiful nose butter 2 on, pretzel 2 out. Full commitment to that transfer from Rudy. Etienne Joffrey dropping in. Switch on, pretzel 4 out.
Here comes McEachran from Oakville, Ontario. Looking for the transfer 2 off. That is what the judges are looking for, to be able to come in, creatively look at these features. You know, we got the closeout rails, we got the down, flat down. A lot of these riders on the bigger names are gonna be able to piece together some beautiful combos right there. Evan McEachran has been putting it down. He's earning himself, trying to solidify himself a spot in the finals. Only 4 men and 4 women moving on. Disaster 4. To switch coming on clean. Oh!
Fellow skiers going absolutely wild for that one. Closeout and then tapping that closeout, making good contact with it. Heavy run. Marion dropping in over on that down, flat down with the switch up. Continuing. Mark Hendrickson, 270 on to the switch up, and a 270 onto the down rail. The switch makes some noise for Mark Hendrickson.
Officially a tenor left in the jam format. We're down to the wire here. We've seen some of these riders put down, solidifying themselves a spot in the finals. A few folks still wanting to put a few more runs in for the judges. So again, the 10-minute mark until we re-rack, name the top 4, moving on to the finals, and then we have a head-to-head battle, working our way down to the top 1, 2, 3.
Millie Hoffman there looking super strong with the 270 onto the down rail up top. Hitting that big closeout rail, throwing some style for the crowd. And speaking of style, ABM dropping in with that 270 to backslide. Did not quite get the contact that he wanted with the rail. I'm sure he will go back up there again and lace that one.
It's been a warm last few days out here. Huge shout out to the Arena Snowparks team, who's been salting like crazy. Asked them enough previously how much salt they put on this course to keep it firm for these skiers. They said about the volume to keep the Squamish River a salt water body.
Boaz looking for the 3 swap up there.
I say Boas was one of the hardest working athletes out here last night. He was out right to the wee hours trying to put down those combos on that down bar, and it's good to see him put in the energy where it paid off out here into the finals with just 10 minutes left. Whistler, quick temperature check. You guys having fun? Make some noise for us out there. Very clean down, flat down rail. The women out here putting on a show. Go for the big front side 6 off that closeout rail. Time is down to the wire, Rory. The strategies are coming now. You know, I talked to a few of the riders down below. Etienne Joffrey being one of them, Mark Henderson being one of them. Both feeling pretty good where they're sitting, having put down some good runs, some variations across this whole section. But, you know, there's still a few more who have a bit more gas in the tank and want to throw down and really have to earn themselves a spot. Switch to Pretzel 270L, but if you're on the stage, Rory, and you're in the contest and you're looking to earn yourself a seat, are you guns blazing? How are you getting yourself into the finals?
Oh, we've got big money on the line, and these riders are absolutely loving skiing. This setup out here is Mark Hendrickson is throwing down out there. Hendrickson down from Mark. Make some noise, Whistler.
That might have been one of the biggest heater combos of the day out here. Mark Henderson is definitely not slowing down. Here's Luke Smart from Whistler.
Yeah, with the level that we're seeing out here today, there really isn't any playing it safe. We've got overall impression, jam format. You have to throw down a heavy run if you want to make it into that top 4. Punch your ticket into the finals. The backside switch up, transfer rail to rail. Crazy maneuvers from Evan McEachran. Marion over there onto the down rail. Front 4 out.
We got Etienne Dropper coming in, clean slide on that down C rail. What do we got for him? There's the transfer on the transfer disaster, the down flat down. Nothing ceases to amaze me out here. It just continues to be thrown down. These folks going to Home Depot, buying some hammers of all sizes and throwing them all over this course.
We've talked a lot about technical maneuvers out here today, but there's some of these guys really going for style and steez out there as well. Landon Owen threw down some heavy moves earlier, and then just going for that switch to switch disaster. Style's so important out there. Speaking of style, Avery throwing down that switch 2 onto the top rail.
Just 5 more minutes left in the jam format before we move into unionized coffee break. Let the Arena Snowboards boys go on there and clean up the features, get them all cleaned up for the finals. We'll let you know who is going to move their way through. Fighting for a chance at 25,000. Oh! Wow, going for the Misty. I think it's 2 on the Misty, 4 off. Use the guy's hands in. Let's make some noise for Whistler. Tate Garrett from Vernon, BC. Hold it right down to the wire.
And that one didn't tickle. Switch 2 just didn't quite get that pop that he needed. Wasn't locked onto the rail. So wild to be throwing inverted maneuvers off of a closeout rail.
Someone get this guy an entry into the Western Spa, get him a massage, get him whatever he needs. Tate, drinks on me at Apres this evening.
Get this guy an Earthwater, one of our sponsors out here today. Or maybe you can head to one of our fine Gibbons establishments. Ease the pain a little bit with a frothy beverage.
You're local. Where's the best place to ease the pain in Whistler?
I don't know. We got the GLC right behind us. Black's Pub over there. We got the Longhorn. Can't really go wrong out here. The heart of the skiing and snowboarding world. Here at the epicenter of all things skiing and snowboarding at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Make some noise.
Okay, hammers being thrown here. Now that we have just under 4 minutes pressure cooker, we're making diamonds out here.
We might be looking at some of the last attempts out here for these riders vying to punch their ticket into the finals. Rudy with that nollie, popping off the noses of the skis to just get the tails clear. So stylish.
I love that nose butter pretzel 2 off that first down mark. Mark Hendrickson from Calgary. Vancouver transplant getting his last 2 runs in here.
Holding that backslide all the way through the down flat down. So technical. We got B Frank dropping in. That switch to switch disaster.
Only 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left in the jam format before we clean this course up and get the finals underway.
Avery Crum dropping in. Big 270. Zoe could not quite hold onto that front 6. Huge. Probably one of the biggest moves any of our ladies have attempted out here today. Love the way she leans into that C-rail in the setup, and then just a huge hammer that she's going for. Couldn't quite hold onto it that time. Zoe laying it all down the line. This Quiva dropping in. Disaster backslide. Boaz going for that nose, but a 270 on to that up rail.
Oh! Let's go. Someone get this man a champagne gun over at Longhorn. He's throwing it down. This is their very last run out here before we wrap things up.
And crowd, that was for you from Boaz. Tossing the backy. Who doesn't love a backflip?
Now look at that. We got replays now. Boaz, you look hot on screen, my guy. Look at that. There's multiple angles.
You better make sure that those tips clear the rail. Boaz had the pop to make it happen as we have Evan McEachran dropping in.
2-time Olympian from Belleville, Ontario. 5 times X Games medalist dropping in here. One of the heavy hitters from Team Canada.
Backside switch up transfer, rail to rail.
The backpack. Got a change of clothes there for the evening, and I like his style.
The classic last run move, backpack lap. Owen has done what he wanted to do out here today.
So just a few more riders up top. I see Etienne Joffrey up there. Final chance to impress the judges out here to earn the spot in the final this afternoon. Butter 2 on.
We got Rudy dropping in with that nose butter up top. 270, disaster. We got trains happening up here. Whistler, make some noise for a train. Firecrackers happening, skis are flying. Absolute carnage out here, demolition derby style. looking like that's going to do it for our jam session. We will keep you up to date as soon as we know who are the talented ladies and gentlemen who've made their way through, punched their ticket into the big show, into the final knockout competition.
Tons more action to come here for the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Day number 6 out here, the day of the grind final. Ski coming up here just in a few minutes as we work our way through. The judges are going to do their hard work. Let us know who the top 4 moving into the finals. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Stick around. World Ski and Snowboard Festival live on CBC Sports.
Down here, I'm gonna hop around for a bit. Yeah, I go down.
I can hear everything we say.
Oh, it's so annoying. That's why it's like, there's no way to talk back. All good? How you guys doing? Have fun? Good show?
Rory, I'm looking at a birthday celebration down here. Whose birthday is it?
Oh. You guys want some stickers? You want one? No? They're just stickers. You want one? That's what the event's called, the grind. You want one? You want a sticker? You don't have to have it. You can have it if you want. I don't have any stickers left. I'll try and get you some more. Wait, I got one more. I got one. Last one. Let's go.
Whistler, I'm not sure if you're witnessing this, but there is a birthday party going out here. Oh, we don't chat. What flavor notes are you taking? Is it your birthday?
Yes,
We just had a whole conversation a few minutes ago. You failed to mention it's your birthday. How old are you turning?
30.
30 years old. I am absolutely amazed. How is the cake out here?
Amazing. Do you want a piece?
Can I have a bite? Where you go? Honestly, what is in there? What are the layers? Let's talk me through this.
You tell me, what are the notes?
I'm getting like a hazelnut on top, a little bit of Nutella vibe. I'm getting some light, airy, refreshing angel cake in the middle. Is that matching your flavor profile?
I'm getting vanilla.
Okay, are we dishing out cakes for everybody? Can everyone come over and grab a piece or what?
Yeah, come on over for cake.
It's the gift that keeps on giving out here, World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Finals coming up here in just a few minutes. right, folks, we're still waiting out here for the final results to come in for the judges, but in the meantime, I'm standing next to an absolute hero of the Canadian freestyle ski scene, Evan McEachran from Oakville, Ontario. Evan, you've been throwing down all day. How you feeling?
Feeling really good. Love Whistler in the spring. This setup is amazing. It's nice that there's enough snow this year to do something down in the village and have everyone out here to watch. So, yeah, I think it was a pretty good show.
You've been to, I don't know how many World Ski Sword festivals. Well, I've seen you in the Big Air out here a few years ago. You've been there to throw down. What's your favorite part of the festival?
It's just a good gathering of the community at the end of the season, you know, like the primary set of contests are done, so you can come here and chill, go for a good ski, and then hella après.
Okay, après, tell us your special. Where are you heading tonight? Well, you had a backpack under there. You going to that disco event? What's in your backpack?
I have no idea where we're going tonight. I'm just going to follow the crowd.
I love it. Okay, so we've talked about this before. $25,000 is on the line. I've calculated that's about one American-made iPhone. What would you do with that 25 grand?
Who knows right now, honestly. I'd definitely buy my friends some drinks tonight and go from there.
Evan McEachran, folks, 10% rule on the house. Evan McEachran promising to make it rain for our friends and family out here. Let's make some noise. Evan McEachran hoping to earn himself a spot in the finals. Evan, thanks for being here with us, buddy.
Thanks for having us.
We have our athletes out there in the finish, nervously awaiting the results of the judges as they cross their T's and dot their I's and figure out who we will be taking, 4 ladies, 4 gentlemen, into our finals.
All right, I got this special trick here. I've got the top 4, ladies and gentlemen. These women are moving into the finals. Let's make some noise for Zoe Grezzi, Marian Balsamo. We've got Avery Krum and Queevy Heavy moving into the finals. On the top spot, we just chatted with them. Evan McEachran has earned himself a ticket to the finals. In second place, Matt Dufresne. In third place, our boy Etienne Joffrey from the Yukon. Round out the local boy, Luke Smart. Those are your 4 men moving on to the finals, fighting out for $25,000. The rest of you, go enjoy a beverage. Go hit the Longhorn. Go grab yourself a champagne gun. Get back out here and spray your favorite athletes. So those top 4 are moving into the finals. We're going to move into the brackets here in just a minute, and then we're going to call it out, hand out the cash at 7 o'clock on the stage, call it a wrap, and we'll see folks underground for the rest of the festivities for the weekend. So we got heading to the finals. We got Zoe Grezzi, Marian Balsamo, Queevy Heavy, Avery Krum for the women's side representing the top 4. On the men's side, we've got Evan McEachran, Matt Dufresne, Etienne Joffrey, and Luke Smart. The semifinals duels coming up as well. We got Evan going against Luke Smart. We've got Matt going against Etienne. On the women's side, we got Zoe going against Avery, and Marion going against Queevy.
Pretty cool to see out here. Some world famous athletes stepping up against some local legends, some young talent coming through. It's going to be awesome to watch them duel it out as we have our skiers headed up. We're going to get things underway as soon as we can. So Josh, let's talk format for this final. We're going to have riders pitted head-to-head against each other. Each rider is going to get 4 runs, and they're trying to put a top-to-bottom run down, so 2 features that they're going to be hitting. Best run counts, so these athletes out here are going to go for it. They're going to throw down, they're going to try and put down the heaviest line that they can. I don't think there's any such thing as playing it safe out here.
You're right. You know, I love using the restaurant analogy. You and me, let's go for a date. Let's go have a 4 or 5. Why not an 8-course tasting menu? And because each course is a little bit different, that's what these judges are looking for. They want you to throw down 8, 10, 5, whatever combinations. They want each of them to be a little bit different. They want to see the best well-rounded skier, and that is going to take home the win. So Rory, if you will, I'm asking you on a date right now to go out and watch these skiers, see the different variations. 3 features up top. 3 to 4 features at the bottom section. These skiers are going to go in head-to-head. We've got the brackets stooled up. They're going to get 4 shots, 4 runs, and we'll make a small final fighting out for 3rd and 4th place. We'll make a big finals fighting it out for 1st and 2nd. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome back to the World Ski and Snowboard Festival, day number 2 of the grind out here. Hope you guys are having a good time. My name is Josh Visser, standing alongside Rory Hackett. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you, and we are about to witness the finals of the men's and women's ski grind rail jam. $25,000 on the line, a lot of pride and joy, and a big night ahead of us. We have 4 men who pre-qualified, 4 women into the finals. So going head-to-head up top. They're going to get 4 runs each. The top rider moving on to the next bracket. We'll be giving out the cash and the champagne on the stage right at 7 o'clock. And Rory, let's take a look at who we got on course here. I mean, we've got a big, heavy listed riders. We've got 2-time Olympian Evan McEachran from Oakville, Ontario up top. We've got Etienne Joffrey from the Yukon, another member of Team Canada's slopestyle team. Matt Dufresne's one of the athletes who qualified yesterday, earned himself a spot. And local boy, who's a toddler, grew up here in Whistler, Mr. Luke Smart. Those are our top men. Here we go, we got Evan McEachran on course. 450 pretzel, 2 off, starting hot. What do we got coming to this bottom section, Rory?
Wow, and Evan McEachran, we didn't even see that nosebud of 450 onto that top rail in the whole of the jam session. He just throws it down. Veteran competitor right here. Let's watch the replay here. So this is that final feature with that rail-to-rail transfer. Getting the front 270 out, showing the judges that he is locked into that second rail that he's transferring to.
So he's going up against his young buck. Luke Smart has been around the scene for a long time. Here he is on course.
From all the way here in Whistler, Luke Smart. Switch 2, Pretz 2 on the down rail. Make some noise for your local boy, Luke Smart.
So again, they're going to get 4 runs up here. Going to get back on the snowmobiles, head back to the top. So we got our next bracket up there. Coming next, we got Matt Dufresne from Quebec, Etienne Joffrey for the Yukon.
So we have this head-to-head format. These two riders going to be battling it out against each other. They get 4 bites at the apple, if you will. Head-to-head to put down the best run.
Here's Matt Dufresne coming in switch this first down bar.
Switch 450 disaster. And the front 6 out of the rail, going for mute grab there, just throwing a little extra sauce.
You know, when I was down there at the bottom, told him he made it to the finals. He was a little bit dazed. He got up right to the top and is woken up clearly. He's up there ready to go, coming in with an absolute speed. It looks like Etienne Joffrey is up there, looking down at what his fellow competitor putting down, looking to get a payday. We're paying out to the top 3 on the men's and women's side. Here we go, Etienne Joffrey. Whistler makes some noise.
Lip 270, Pretzel 270 out. And the Misty!
Get this man a slice of cake. Etienne starting things off hot. Again, given that they have 4 runs to impress the judges, only the best run counts. They're going to be looking to use the whole course out here across all 4 of their runs. I'm seeing, I mean, there's some big fancy features. We've got the down, flat down, crooked rail up top. We've got the down bar and the down C to start things off. I just like to say, just because some of these features might look simpler to others, like the down bars might look a little bit simple, but to pull a page out of the chef's book, a lot of, if you look to Jamie Oliver, any of these top chefs, a lot of them say that one of the most challenging things to be a proper cook is to be able to cook a good egg. And I would use that analogy here in that down bar, because you do not want to discount how difficult some of these simple looking features are. And I think a lot of these men and women are going to be able to get out here and cook themselves a delicious egg on this down bar, including this next athlete on course right now.
We got Zoe dropping in with the lip slide on that top feature, and she is going to be wrapping into a front 450. Huge move for her first run. Zoe throwing it down.
Back to top, we got Avery going head-to-head against Zoe.
And so remember, it's not all about one trick. You got to land 2 features in these runs. Zoe with that huge move on the second feature, going a little bit more conservative. Smart move. She'll be going back up and trying to add to that build from that initial run that she's put down.
We got Avery dropping in switch.
Switch 2 onto the down rail. And Shu not quite holding on there on the front 2 out of the closeout rail. Don't worry, she's got 3 more attempts to lay a run down.
So back to the top, we got the second heat for the women out here. We got Marion and Cueva. The results of this first head will head into the big final and the small final.
So we got Marion Balsamo about to drop in, street style specialist. This kind of event is her bread and butter. She drops in for her first run of 4 in this duel. Greasing the Volvo down, flat down rail. Front swap, switching it up again and the front 2 out. Super technical.
Good ride for the X Games bronze medalists as we head back to the top. Back to the men's run number 2 of 4. You see Evan McEachern continue his battle against local boy Luke Smart.
Front swap pretzel 270 out, super technical. When we say pretzel, we mean these athletes are out here changing their direction of spin on the rail. So technical, you gotta scissor the legs, grip onto the rail, and set that pretzel to pretzeling. As we have Quiver dropping in. Switch lip onto the down rail. And Disaster to backslide. She's got 2 skis, but she only needs one of them to lock onto that down portion of the rail. Quiver throwing it down, doing it for the UK.
Huge smile on her face. That's what we love to see. We're gonna head back to the top now into the men's race. Mr. McEachern going against Mr. Smart. Evan, one of the most decorated skiers in Canadian history out here. 3 times X Games medalist, 2 times Olympian. Says here he's listening to Ellie Goulding on his run here. It's rare to get him out of Longhorn, I will say that. You frequently see this man on the Longhorn patio, but here he is dropping it with the follow cam. Evan McEachern from Oakville, Ontario.
Going for that nose butt at 450 on, super technical.
Coming off a little bit early. Oh!
Backside switch up transfer from the closeout rail to the down.
So Evan, such a solid run, coming off a little bit early on that down bar at the top there, so he's gonna look to clean that up. As we go back to top, Luke Smart.
And Evan with the luxury to really push the boat out a little bit. He landed a really solid run, put 1 in the bank. Remember, it's your best run out of these 4 that counts. So if you put a heavy one down out of the gate, you have 3 more goes to one-up yourself and hopefully one-up your competitor and punch your ticket into that final. We got Luke Smart dropping in, local boy. 270 on, continuing 450. Front swap, blind, 450, super fed.
Saying he saw you, Evan. Luke saw what he put down. The battle continues out here. Back to top we go. We've got Etienne Joffrey and Matt Dufresne. Quebec versus the Yukon. Riding on all Canadian non-tariff steel out here. Made by the friends over at Arena Snow Parks.
And he is starting from way above the start. Getting some speed in, popping around switch. That switch 450, looking for the 2 out. My word, catching every bit of his skis on every part of that rail and somehow managing a front corked 450 hand drag off the closeout rail. I'm gonna need to see that replay. Catching the tips, tagging the tail, and stomping like he just got out of bed.
Oh yeah, that guy's cool. Someone cool that guy down. He's on fire up here.
I can't wait to see him go back up and get that one down clean. But that was exciting.
So we got Zoe and Avery back to the women's battle. Actually, sorry, we got Etienne up top still. I'm jumping ahead here. Etienne, the best part about this format, you don't see it in a lot of ski formats, is the riders get to see exactly what each of their fellow competitors are putting down. And you even get to share a snowmobile ride up top to chat about it. So Etienne, seeing what work the Frenchman has put down, we'll have to see what he's got in store. Etienne started skiing as a young kid up in Whitehorse. Calls Whistler home now, and here he is dropping a big noise for Etienne Joffrey.
Lip 2, pretzel 2 out. And Etienne going for a backside switch up, rail to rail of his own, taking a leaf out of Evan McEachern's book. Super technical run, 2 bolts. Beautiful lip slide, 270 Pretz 270 out. And then look at that swap, rail to rail.
Look how
Locking
blind
on.
he is. For you guys who might be new to ski, that is so difficult to be able to do that blind swap. Turning your back to a literal hunk of steel flying through the air. Very little regard for some of their human life out here. These riders know what they're doing. Get back to the top. We got the women up next. We got Zoe and Avery.
So we saw Zoe throw down some heavy moves on that final rail. She has got speed. She's going into that closeout with that front 450. Zoe backing up that strong first run. And the crowd getting fired up here. Got that lip slide, locking in.
Beautiful drone shot of Whistler from above here. Beautiful day to be out here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. Thanks for being with us. Day number 2 of the grind. We've got a $25,000 cash purse we're giving out, split equally between men and women. Working our way through the finals. We're just about halfway through round number 1 of the finals. We got Avery up top next. Coming in. Here she is on course. Make some noise.
Avery with that switch 270, back to switch. And front 2, out of the closeout rail. Avery one-upping herself from her first run. She'll be looking to build from that one. She's got 2 more goes to take down Zoe in this dual format.
Back to top, we got all the way from New Mexico, Marion dropping in, fighting against Cueva. Cueva riding for the Great British team across the world, competing in World Cups all season long. Here we got Marion Balsamo from New Mexico dropping in, X Games bronze medalist on course.
Frontside switch up on the down flat down, super technical.
The fans of the Bonneville Stoke putting down a great run number 2. So wait for the replay to come up on the screen here. Looking so good. Front swap Pretz 2 on that down bar. That is so difficult to stop your momentum and spin the opposite direction. Coming off so clean, that is going to be a very good run. I think the judges are going to be liking what they saw.
We got Cueva getting ready to drop in. .270 onto the Oakley rail. And another big disaster to backslide from Cueva Heavy. Originally out of good old Bedford in the UK, moved over to Canada about 10 years ago. Now living right here in beautiful Whistler, BC. Cueva won the Super Unknown Level 1 event, number 20.
Back up top, we got Evan McEachran going against Luke Smart for their 3rd of 4. Evan McEachran on course. There it is, the 4 off, Pretzel 4 off the down bar.
Somehow staying on his feet. Evan McEachran is a cat. Looking for that backside switch up.
The pride of Oakville, Ontario.
Somehow getting some kind of front two out.
There you go, there's Mr. Luke Smart up top looking down. He's got the follow cam. Let's see the local boy on course.
Right to front swap, continuing to out.
Oh!
Luke Smart throwing it down for the hometown crowd. Make some noise, Whistler, for Luke Smart.
And Luke, one of those kids who he grew up cutting his teeth up at the Whistler Glacier in the summertime, skiing up at Momentum ski camps back when we were able to ski on the glacier up there. From a wee age, grew up skiing, I don't know, 11, 12 months a year, 13 months a year. Is that even a thing? Luke Smart has basically skied probably more than most people have in this crowd right here, just by the nature of growing up in Whistler, the nature of being home to Momentum ski camps.
Matt Dufresne dropping in, getting more vertical feet of skiing in than any other skier out here today. Looking for that 630 on, I believe. Spinning like a top, and the shoe was not quite able to hold on, but he stayed on his feet. Cat-like reflexes.
I would love to know who this man's wax tech is, because he's been cooking all day long. This dude he would be deep in the impound lot if he was doing this on the Sea to Sky Highway right now, but luckily he's in the grind.
Yeah, we saw that replay there. Matt just couldn't quite get tip of his ski up and over that rail, so good thing that ski popped off there. Saving the knee. We don't have time to catch our breath. We have Etienne Joffrey dropping in. Looking for that lip slide 270. Pretz 2 out. Going for that backside switch up, continuing 2 out.
Giving the judges a hard job out there. We got Nikki Blackhole, Connor Broderick, as well as Kelly Dennison having the hard job being positioned on the Blacks patio, getting up to all kinds of shenanigans. Well, of course, also judging this event from a very difficult viewing position up there. But they're the ones with the real job out here. They're going to decipher who is taking home the win. As we go back to the top, we got the women's riders. Coming up next is a Zoe.
Zoe Grease dropping in with that lip slide. Zoe taking a heavy slam, just getting hung up on that closeout. We'll give her a minute to catch her breath.
Yeah, Zoe's
she
up.
pumps her fist and gets back on her feet. Whistler, make some noise for Zoe.
Let's watch the replay. Talk us through what went wrong here. Just caught, looks like she caught the back of her tail on that closeout rail there.
Rang the dome a little bit on the ground there. Zoe giving a shout out to the helmet there, and a slushy landing. Has to be said, prime time switch skiing landing conditions. But we do not have time to waste as Avery Krum is about to drop in. Run 3 of 4.
Coming down to the wire here as we're fighting out for the big and small final, fighting out for first place, switch 2-7.
And a big front side 450 off that closeout rail. We have Marion Balsamo getting ready to drop in. She's already put down some solid runs here in this head-to-head knockout format.
Here she's coming to the second and final feature.
Backside 450 off, switching it up a little bit, changing up the tactic. She's already landed a couple runs that she's got to be pretty pleased with, so just changing it up a little bit. She's going to have one more go to see if she can punch her ticket into the final.
Quiva up there looking down. She saw what her fellow competitor threw down. She's gonna look for something big. Our next rider, by way of the UK, calling Whistler home. A transplant, like many in the audience here. Here she is, Avery. Quiva on course.
270 onto that down rail, making it to the end. And a big disaster. And when we say disaster, we are not casting aspersions onto the quality of the run. It is a trick. Gapping over the down, over the flat, and onto the down again.
Back into the men's bracket, we got Evan McEachern, final run, 4 of 4. Is he going to earn himself a spot in the big final? Only time will tell. Evan McEachern, drop it in.
Looking for that nose butter, 450 on. Backside switch up, continuing too. Heavy moves out here. Evan McEachern. We'll see if he's done enough to make it into the final.
No one's safe because up top we got Luke Smart, the young buck from Whistler.
If you swing by, I can grab you one of these things.
I've seen this young gentleman hoover up all kinds of medals in the ski industry, and Luke Smart wants another one today. Can he earn himself a cash prize? The glory of Whistler. Luke Smart, drop it in. Three swap to switch for Luke Smart on that crooked down flat down up top.
Luke Smart throwing it down, upping the ante with that 360 switch up.
Doing God's work on that Volvo feature. There's that recap. Three swap to switch. Coming off, looking like a little bit earlier. Here comes switch to pretzel 2 steps. So what you can see on that replay there, he just comes on switch, does 270 degrees of rotation, and then stops his momentum with his edge of his ski and is able to spin another 270 off the opposite direction. My head spins watching all of this math unfold in front of us, Rory.
And someone's coming in hot. Can only be Matt Dufresne going for that 630 on.
He's doing it one-footed. Let's go. What's up, Whistler? Makes the noise. Someone get this man a cold can. Get him a poutine. Make him feel at home here, Whistler. Watch this replay. He's going for this 6 on. Loses his shoe, but keeps on cruising. Come on, we want that replay again. Black it out. The fans want to see it again.
What a tease.
Wait, he's gonna run up and get his shoe again. You should do a whole nother run with one ski. Whistler, do you guys want to see that again? Wait, he's gonna go for one more shot on one ski.
Oh, shit.
Matt, the fans want to see whatever you just did again. I think he's gonna take the stairs. He might be the only one to actually take the staircase and walk down the stairs. Or is he clipping in here?
We got Etienne on course with a big pretzel. That backside switch up, continuing to the front 270. Just getting a little bit sat down in the slush there. We have Zoe Gray's about to drop in for her final bite at the apple. See if she can punch her ticket into the finals. She's got lots of speed coming in to that down flat down rail and sliding to the end. So we'll see if she has done enough in her 4 runs. Remember, best run counts out here today.
Avery up top with another shot into the quarterfinals, semifinals here.
It was such a good shot.
Shot at Avery looking down, taking in the energy. They want to hear you up there, Whistler. Going to see Avery put out something. Let's make some noise for her. Avery, they're all cheering for you. Here she is, Avery dropping in for her 4th and final run. Make some noise.
Switch 2 onto that first rail. And the big front 450 out. Just getting a little bit sat down in the snush. Make some noise for Avery Whistler. We got Marian Balsamo dropping in for her fourth and final run here in the semi-final. Front side switch up on the down flat down, super technical. Going for that front four out of the down rail.
So just in $6,000 is what the winner is taking home out here. $6,000 for first place, $3,000 for second, $1,500 for the bronze medalists out here. So there's some serious cash on the line as we wait for our next riders up top.
We got Quiva dropping in. Switch lip onto that first Oakley rail. Going for the 270 disaster.
Quiva, make some noise. She's had such good energy all night. Big smiles on her face. She's so stoked to be out here.
Quiva throwing absolutely everything at it. Going for broke on that fourth and final run here in this semi-final matchup. We'll see if she's done enough to punch her ticket into that final or whether she'll be going for that third place consolation matchup. So we are going to see 4 more runs from each and every one of these finalists. As the judges deliberate, the crowd waits with bated breath. And as soon as we know, we will let you know who we're going to be seeing in our final matchup.
It's been a beautiful week here, World Ski and Surf Festival. I hope you guys have had some fun. All kinds of action taking place all week long. I hope you guys enjoyed live music. Yesterday, Ruby Waters graced the stage. We got Fort Knox 5 took over yesterday. Swollen Members is back. Who is fired up for Swollen Members tomorrow night? That is Saturday's action. Do not forget, we're back here same time for the finals of the Snowboard Grind. 5 p.m. tomorrow, right here, Saturday night under the lights. And then rounding things out Sunday, Shred Kelly taking over the main stage to take us home for another epic year of the World Ski and Snowboard Festival. And there we go. On the screen right now, we got the brackets. We're waiting for that to be filled in. Evan McEachern, Luke Smart, Matt Dufresne, and Etienne Joffrey in the top 4 who moved in for the qualifiers. The question is, who is going to fill up that bracket? $6,000 going out to the top woman, top man in today's contest. There's the one we got: Zoe, Avery, Quiva as well. This is Marianne for the U.S., a heavy-hitting field of women skiers. People are waiting very patiently to see who is going to fill that bracket. Huge thanks to all the partners making this whole event possible. Tours of Whistler, Gibbons. I am so excited to celebrate in an underground Gibbons venue this evening. You and me, Rory?
Oh yeah, I got my ticket for Garf's already.
Swimming Paul at Garf's. He's going to Swimming Paul tonight. We will be there. We got Volvo. Thanks to Volvo for building us one of these incredible crooked down flat down rails up top. We got Earthwater, Arena Snow Parks building the course, Ava Hotel, Skull Candy, Oakley Burton, Forecast Ski, King Snow, MNP Straight and Narrow for making this whole event possible. And all of you for coming out here, bringing the vibe, bringing the heat year after year for World Ski and Snowboard Festival. It just brings so much love to my heart to see you guys throw up, to celebrate sport, celebrate culture on the unceded and traditional territory of the Squamish and Lillooet Nation, where we are absolutely blessed to be out here celebrating and watching history be made for the first year of the grind here at the World Ski and Snowboard Festival.
got the kids out here. We got local home crowd. We got Luke Smart signs out there. Everyone out here supporting their favorite skiers.
DJ Foxy Moron on stage right now with us. Shout out to her. It's always good to have her at the events with us. Bringing us a soundtrack year after year. All right, got some results coming in for the men's side. Evan McEachern versus Luke Smart. It's local boy Luke Smart moving on to the big final. Evan McEachern moving on to the small final. It's Quebec versus Yukon. It's Matt versus Etienne. Moving on into the big final, fighting for first place against Luke Smart will be Matt. Etienne Joffrey moving on to the small final, fighting against Evan for that third place spot. So, payday confirmed for Luke and Matt. The question is where and how much of that 10% are we going to be enjoying in the underground Gibbons venues tonight? That is the question to be. Who will wield the $6,000 check at the Swimming Pool show tonight? We're all dying to know. That would be a lot of Gibbons lager, a lot of kombucha. Waiting for the women's results to come through. So again, to the men up there, Evan, Luke, Matt, and Etienne, get back to the top. We'll get you guys going in just a minute. All right, moving on to the results of the women. Zoe versus Avery moving on to the big final. It's going to be Zoe. Marion versus Cueva. The winner taking it's Cueva moving on to the big final. So Marion will be fighting for third place. I'm just saying, the energy we've seen out of Cueva all night long, that smile on her face, she has such good energy. I'm so stoked to see her fighting up for the top spot. Going against Zoe. So there you have it, folks. We're going to re-rack them, head back to the top, and get this underway, the big and small final. And we'll be giving out the cash here in just a minute.
Oh my God, dude.
So starting things off with a small final, fighting it out for bronze medal. This is Evan McEachern up top from Oakville, Ontario, two-time Olympian, three times X Games medalist. fighting against Etienne Joffrey. The boys giving each other big high fives at the top. They are fired up, ready to go. Whistler, you guys ready for the make some noise? You're looking at two of the best park skiers in the world, just happen to be Canadian.
I'm really looking forward to this matchup here. These two actually put down some pretty similar moves in the semi-final there, but they were against different competitions, so it's going to be awesome to watch them go head-to-head here, battling for that bronze medal. So once again, they're going to get 4 runs, 4 goes, best run counts. You got to do better than your competitor, and it's all about a top-to-bottom run here. Both features greasing things, and there is no room to lay up here today. You got to go hard from top to bottom. Judges just getting themselves ready as our skiers, our athletes up there in the gate, like a couple of coiled springs ready to unleash their talents on the plethora of metal beneath them.
The suspension builds up top as the 2 men up there looking down, waiting for the final go-ahead for the judges.
Oh my God. All right, so you have your brackets right there. You can see it laid out in front of you. We're going to have Luke Smart, Matt Dufresne battling it out for that win on the men's side. Etienne Joffrey and Evan McEachran battling it out for 3rd place. So it looks like we have skiers on course. We have Evan McEachran dropping in.
Whistler makes some noise. There's that nose butter 450 pretzel 270 out for McEachran. Bullets. Okay.
Absolutely wild stuff from Evan McEachran. First run of 4 and already just throwing it down. We're going to have to watch the replay on that one.
McEachran, one of the most coveted riders here. Talk us through what we're seeing on screen here.
Just squeezing around. 630 degrees of rotation off that scary closeout rail. Spinning onto it too. Switch 2 on.
Evan.
6 hours. We have Etienne Joffrey on course.
Etienne Joffrey coming in for his final feature. So just get warmed up here. Those are not quite the tricks he's hoping to put down. That unfortunately will not take him the win in that category, but Etienne's got 3 more runs up top. Unofficially, we put Evan on top of the list after that run. 3 more opportunities, 3 more shots.
Back to top. In that battle for 3rd place, we've got Avery Crum about ready to drop in on the ladies' side. Switch 270 onto the down rail. The front side 270, unable to hold on to it from Avery, but she has 3 more attempts to clean that one up. Go back up there in her battle for 3rd place.
Dropping it next up, Marion all the way from New Mexico. Bronze medalist in the X Games. Here she is, the Whistler debut. Dropping it, make some noise.
Marion so dialed with that front side switch up. And a backside switch up. Swapping things up both ways on both rails.
Back to top we go for the gold medal round. First of 4 runs for these next riders. We got Luke Smart head-to-head against Matt Dufresne. We got Luke Smart from Whistler, local boy, dropping in, make some noise.
Right 2, continuing 2. Coming in switch to that final feature with a big 0 spin over the rail, grabbing safety for the crowd.
We've been talking about it all night, but these skiers are starting to piece together their 3 4-course meals out here. They're trying to hit all differentiation between all 3 different features of the top section. We want to see some unique variations of the bottom section as well. So you're going to start seeing them do some unique tricks on each of these features in their unique runs. They're going to see they switch things up from top to bottom for run number 1, number 2, all the way up to 4.
And if he's 100 feet above the course, it can only be one man, Matt Dufresne, dropping in. Coming in switch. Going for that huge spin on. I love that, getting low on the rail, dragging a hand, spinning out. So Matt looking to lay a foundation to build on here. You only need 1 good run to take home that $6,000 here today. Fellow competitors hyping him up. Just grabbing the rail into that front side 270.
Up top we got Cueva looking up for her first run of 4. Makes a noise for Cueva, representing the women out here. Drop it in. Coming in switch.
That switch lip onto the Oakley rail. Going for that 270 disaster. Make some noise for Cueva, ladies and gentlemen.
That was loose.
I just love the shock on her face every time she goes through the run, puts down something big. She is crushing it. Watch this replay. There's the 270 disaster. So she gapped the first down and flat section of the rail, putting it down clean. Mom and Dad watch your mom home. They are stoked.
And so a little bit of unfortunate news. We had Zoe, who had qualified for the final against Cueva, and unofficially looking like Zoe with an injury, going to be unable to compete in the final here today. We have Evan McEachran on course.
Evan McEachran putting down another heater of the run. He's working on that nose butter 4 Pretz 2 on that top down bar. Wait to see if he can get that for run number 2. Etienne Joffrey from Whitehorse. These boys traveled the world together in the World Cup circuit. Fight now for 4th place and bronze medal up there. Etienne Joffrey looking down 2nd of 4th attempt here in the finals of the grind, day number 2. Etienne, drop it in.
Lip slide 270, Pretz 2 out. Back swap, front 2 out. Huge moves from Etienne. The crowd at the GLC going absolutely bananas for that one.
Here's that replay. Talk us through what we're seeing. Looking good on screen. Etienne Joffrey loving that fit. Absolutely popping on camera. He's got Avery Crump, run 2 of 4 up top. She's fighting her for a bronze medal tonight out here at the grind here in Whistler. Looking down, the crowd has grown. Pressure is on. Kids are making diamonds. Avery on course, drop it in.
Wait for that switch 2 on to the Oakley rail. A nice front ball out of that closeout rail. Avery putting it down. 2 thumbs up for the camera and for the crowd. Make some noise for Avery.
Maria Balsano, run number 2 of 4. You saw what Avery put down. Can she up that 4 off that closeout? And fist bump from her coach up top. Here he's dropping it, Whistler. Let's bring her home.
Greasing that down, flat down, Volvo rail. Front swap, Pretzel 270.
Marion, the sole American up here. Welcome north to Canada. It's great to have you. Let's watch that replay. Rory, walk us through here.
Yeah, just locking onto that rail, switching directions, and then switching them again.
Super technical. Cannot preach how difficult it is to stop your momentum mid-flight on that rail here. Beautiful shot of the crowd. We got the Smarts on screen. As Luke Smart, local legend, is fighting a spot for first place up top. Here's Luke Smart dropping it, makes some noise through Whistler, local boy, 3 swap.
Back to switch. Switch 2, continuing 4. Little wry shake of the head from Luke. Throwing absolutely everything at it. And he is on his feet. We'll check that replay.
Beautiful shot of the drone footage from above. The crowd looking absolutely beautiful out here at World Ski and Snowboard Festival, day number 6. Luke Smart is hungry. Man wants to be fed tonight. The question is, what is he eating for dinner? Is he going to Araxi or is he having more of a pizza night? I guess it depends on the budget of how he's taking home. He's guaranteed himself $3,000. Fighting for another 6. He can take home the win. Here we got another rider on course dropping in. Matt Dufresne from Quebec.
And Matt has been just going to war with that Volvo rail, that down, flat down. Going for that huge switch rotation. He says, run it back, let's go again. He knows he's got it in the bag. What do you think, Whistler? Is Matt going to land that one?
Look how close he is to that replay, just coming off a little bit early. He's been fighting for it all 3 attempts out here. Cueva, ladies and gentlemen, she's doing victory laps right now. She's already earned herself a gold. She's just out here having fun. Let's make some noise for your women's winner. Cueva Heavy, $6,000 richer.
And we absolutely love to see it out here. She does not need to do that. She's doing that for herself and for you out here, going for the biggest, one of the heaviest moves of the day, that 270 disaster. She's got a couple more goes at it. We'll see if she can put that one down perfectly for the crowd.
Let's watch that replay of the 270 disaster. Looking so smooth. Just losing her footing on that last attempt there. Quiva Heavy doing it for the Team UK. One man up top. This is Evan McEachran. He's been fighting it out on that top feature, that down bar. He's not been quite able to get the combo I think he's looking for. There's a run 3 and 4. Evan McEachran makes a noise, dropping it right now.
Nose button 4 in. Runs 2 out. Evan just waving that one off. He's looking for perfection out here, and that's what it's going to take down good buddy Etienne Joffrey. You have to lace everything top to bottom, make it to the end of those rails. Massive technical maneuvers if you want a spot on that podium out here today.
Etienne, 27 years of age by way of Whitehorse Yukon, dropping in. Finding a new line out here. The judges are going to be pleased. Yeah, the missing 4. Etienne Joffrey looking so good. There's a brand new line for him, Rory. Heading out. Swap on the down C and then into the missing 4 off the closeout. Talk us through this replay.
Switch on to that closeout rail. Lock it in and toss in the old Misty. A full-on upside-down maneuver off a rail into Skiers Plaza out here. For the crowd, for himself, in his bid for a bite of that bronze medal.
Hoping to drive himself home a brand new Volvo tonight. We'll see what happens. Back to top we go.
Avery got that switch too. Onto the Oakley rail. Big gap to disaster, super smooth.
It's here for Marian Balsamo from New Mexico, dropping in for her 3rd and 4th attempt.
So dialed with that front side swap. Going for the back swap there. Luke Smart dropping in for his 3rd run of 4 here in the finals. 2-1, continuing 4. The front swap, blind 4. And the Luke Smart fan club going absolutely wild for their hometown hero here today. They want to see him take home the gold. Front swap, 450 out. We got Matt, make some noise for this guy. He's going to war with this Volvo rail out here. Hopping around switch. Putting it down. And a front cork, 450 with a hand drag off the rail. Just a lot of things to get done in a short amount of time.
All right, folks, I'm down to the Magic Frames, the Quebec boy. You've been working all day to put that combo in, and we're watching the replay right now. What do you think out there?
I almost got it. I just need to commit a bit more on the hand drag, but it's coming for the next run.
One more. What's in store?
Was it what?
What's in store the next run? You got one more run to go.
One more run. Let's get it.
Let's hear it for Magic Frames, Whistler. Whistler, I'm looking at a winner up top. A woman $6,000 heavier. Drop it in for her 3rd and 4th run. Quiva Heavy.
and she puts it to her feet. One of the heaviest moves we've seen all day. Whistler, make some noise for your gold medalist out here today. Quiva doesn't need to do this, but she's doing it for you guys. She's doing it for herself. Big 270, gapping next to a stair set.
All right, Quiva, you've been putting in work on that disaster 2-7 on. You just absolutely crushed the fans out here with it. You've already won yourself $6,000. How are you feeling?
I would like to go up and do it again so that next time I go to do it, I don't feel like, oh, I only did that once.
Whistler, do you guys want to see one more?
No promises, but we'll give her a roll of dice again and see how she goes.
All right, get up there. You got a lot of work to do. We're proud of you, Queenie. Have fun. Final run up top, Evan McEachran, Oakville, Ontario, two-time Olympian, three-time X Games medalist, dropping in. Whistler, make some noise.
Nose butter 450, pretzel 4 off. Back swap continuing 2. Make some noise for Evan McEachran. One of the most technical runs we've seen all day.
Yeah, bud.
You're done.
I'm done.
You're gonna retire. One more rider in the bronze medal contention. It's Etienne Joffrey from Whitehorse, Yukon, looking down, waving to his mom and brother at home who got him started in skiing. Here he's dropping in.
Oh, look to Brett's to the ski.
And he continues. Oh my God, Etienne! What?
I know I came off. I did.
Yeah, that was cooked.
You absolutely cooked that, Etienne. What's going on up there? What happened?
Not sure. My ski came off, I guess, and kept riding. That's how it goes out here.
You wrapped up. You just finished your day. There's that replay on that front side 4 off. Look at how composed you are coming down to the staircase. I think you're the first one to actually ski the staircase, so that's a good shot of you. Wraps up your day out here at the grind. You have fun out there?
Yeah, it was super fun. Thanks for having us.
Next, there's Etienne Joffrey from the Yukon coming home with the whitest teeth in the game out here. Looking strong, looking clean on the camera.
We're used to ski runners on the Freeride World Tour, but we have ski runners out here at Rail Jams. We have Avery Kroom dropping in. Switch 2 onto the Oakley rail. Just coming undone on that disaster. Make some noise for Avery, Whistler. And Marion Balsamo knows what she needs to do. She has one more attempt to put herself into that bronze medal position. Frontside switch up. Back swap continuing 2. Super technical. Marion one-upping herself on that final feature.
Well, I think if my math is right, that wraps up the women's bronze small final, fighting for bronze medal up there, which means we only have 2 more riders up top. This local boy goes by the name of Luke Smart. He grew up here, he's born and raised here. He is a familiar boy. This could be a shot for glory. One shot, one chance, one opportunity. Luke Smart for Whistler, dropping it, make some noise, his final attempt.
Unfortunately, just coming undone on that down, flat down. Make some noise for Luke Smart.
All right, I'm down here with Luke Smart, local hometown hero, doing it for the grind out here. Mom and Dad, we just got to show your mom and dad on the screen. They're fired up to be out here. You've been riding Whistler for, I mean, ever since you could walk here on a pair of skis when you came out of the womb. How's it feel to be out here riding the grind?
I'm going to have to cut you off because we got Matt Dufresne dropping in for his final run. Switch 6, continuing 2.
Yeah!
Oh, just coming undone, unfortunately throwing absolutely everything at it. Make some noise for Matt Dufresne.
Luke, you just saw his better Matt throw down. You guys are both throwing down that gold big final. How does it feel to be riding with Matt?
Just the best. I've been feeling it. It's that last one. So sick.
Good job out there. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the grind. The judges are going to put the hard work to decide who is going to take home that $6,000 prize first for the men and the women. $25,000 total being gifted out tonight. If you're lucky, you might see some of that spent at one of the Gibbons Après venues. But back to the top, we got one more rider to come. She goes by Quivi Heavy. It's her final run. She already has taken home the gold medal, and she is in a glory run position. Let's make some noise. Quivi Heavy, by the way, the UK. Watch for her final feature. She's got one more opportunity to get that 270 disaster locked in.
Quiva just training out here. 270, locking onto the rail. Make some noise for your gold medalist out here today, Quiva.
We'll take that.
Sick
Thanks for the input.
You got
How'd you go? I kept seeing like parts of everyone's. I kind of like part of what's the whole thing. But I got a nice break dance.
Well, there you go, Whistle. That wraps up the grind. Make some noise for all the riders out here as we look for this quick replay. Thank you so much for coming out with us. We are going to put together the numbers, figure out who's going to take home the win, and give out the prizes, the awards on the stage here in just a few minutes. So stick around, come join us at the stage as we crown our winners, hand out the hardware, hand out the checks. So awards coming up here in just a minute. We're going to do it right at the base of the grind at the bottom of the feature here. So stick around, awards still to come. In just a few minutes here, we'll be giving out the hardware, giving out the checks. The results have just come in, which means we are just a minute away from awards here again, taking place at the bottom of the feature. So stick around, come close. All right, folks, the checks have been written. We're coming down to give out the money. Turns out we've got a lot of things to throw out, too. We got all kinds of goggles and fun free stuff. So if you want to come watch the awards, someone is going to throw a bunch of free goggles and swag at you. Just a little cherry on top.
Sorry. Yeah, if we're right in the center here, it would be great.
All right, well, let's move into the awards here, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for all the athletes competing today. We've got a few big checks to give out. We're going to do the podium together, the men's and women's podium together, $25,000 split equally. In third place, taking home $1,500 by way of Oakville, Ontario, Evan McEachran. In third place for the women, let's make some noise for Marianne. Marianne Balsamo. In second place for the men, let's make some noise for Matt Dufresnes. In second place for the women, let's make some noise for Zoe Greasy. In first place, all the way from Whistler, BC, for the men's, taking up $6,000, it's Luke Smart! The mayor of Whistler, Luke Smart, taking home the check. On the women's side, taking home the one that makes the noise for Cueva Heavy. Make some noise for your grind podium out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now moving into the Women's Best Trick Award, where the front swap 270 on the down rail makes a noise for Marian Balsamo. Marian, you're gonna get another check in hand here. You get another big check, another $1,000.
Get out here, come on.
The best trick for the men, 270 in front swap 4. Makes a noise for Mark Hendrickson. Come on down, cool $1,000 for Mr. Hendrickson. Now moving to the best street trick. Let's make some noise for Zoe Greasy with the front 4 on to the closeout. And the men's swap, the transfer back swap to forward. It's Evan McEachran taking home the best street trick. Taking home the final paycheck. Let's make some noise for your top performers out here, the Grind Whistler. And that's a wrap for the Grind. Thank you guys so much for being out here. We will see you guys back here tomorrow. The Snowboard Finals, joined alongside Craig McMorris. We've got the call tomorrow, taking place at 5 o'clock right here live as well as CBC Sports. Thanks so much for being with us. We have all of us here at the Grind for Whistler, BC. My name is Josh Visser, standing alongside Rory Hackett. We'll see you guys back here 5 p.m. tomorrow to wrap up the World Ski and Surf Festival, the Grind, day number 3. Thanks. Until then, safe travels. We'll see you guys underground tonight